top middle are green, a Protoss player. It is Tech.
And in the bottom right, it is NBA in that yellow Protoss.
Yep, so PvP.
Yeah, it looks like they are friends, man. See, I told you, dude.
I mean, you're the one that knows Spanish. What are they saying, man?
Oh, they're saying, God, I really hope Nikan shuts up and lets Nikan.
They're probably saying, why don't they get Seriosity on the cast? Not only is he a Protoss player, he also speaks Spanish, too.
Yeah, take that gypsy guy off.
Yeah.
Get Seriosity back on.
Yeah, get him on, man.
I mean, we need a Protoss expert, dude.
Yeah, we do. We're looking for him every time I'm on the forum.
Yeah, there's a job posting, man, guys. BSL job posting for caster. Yeah. If you think you have the credentials, what is it, like B rank, plays Protoss, you can be a caster.
That's it? Do you even need B rank?
Well, actually, I think to be a caster, you know, if you look at some of the YouTube casters, I feel like you can make it in with B rank.
Well, some of the casters on YouTube are pretty darn good. Doesn't matter exactly what your rank is if you can cast well. But we do have, I think it's just the standard opener from, or yeah, exact same opener is what I meant to say, from both players. We've got the Gateway, we've got gas coming down. We're just waiting to see, is anybody going to build a Zealot before going into, or is anybody going to build a Zealot and go for some type of Zealot Goon combo attack? Is anybody going to skip the Zealot? We do see matching cybernetics timings.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like so far builds are identical. Both players skipping a Zealot, which I feel like is insanely risky. But no, okay, I'm making the Zealot. Was it after the... No, okay, no, never mind. This is standard. I'm absolutely trolling, guys, and this is why I don't play Protoss. But super standard, you know, generally the builds start deviating around the third pylon. Sometimes, if you're going to go for a 2-gate, you are going to get it before the third pylon. The probe should stay alive long enough to see that, at least, because that's an important piece of information. Generally, second gate does go down then. If not, then it might still be a 3-gate follow-up from 3 pylons, but in any case, like, it's important to keep this probe alive just for a tad longer. Looks like NBA almost lost his, but it is getting away from the Zealot, and Tech makes it through, gets to see the core spinning, which is huge, and the probe dies for NBA, actually. So really, right now, Tech's in a nice position because he gets a bit more scouting information.
Yeah, that was a big mistake to let the probe in. Like, as soon as I saw the probe get into Tech space and Tech not having a probe in NBA space, I thought, okay, well, it's going to get nasty, because it could be Citadel, off in the range, it could be Robo, it could be, you know, for all Tech knows, it could have been like proxy gateways across the map somewhere. So, very lucky scout to actually get in there, and now he confirms that they are just going to do, I was going to say mirrored build, but they are not mirrored anymore, because that is 3-gate follow-up.
Yeah, 3-gate is pretty standard on these reverse ramp maps. Looks like Citadel. Tech pulled probes off the gas. Citadel for NBA, so nice read, actually. This Citadel is going to be huge, because with 3-gate and looking like Tech pulling off of gas, doesn't seem like Tech is going to go for robotics anytime soon, so this DT rush might outright win the game, and Tech, because, you know, this is the downfall of not opening something like early 2-gate. Although both players, like, Tech saw that NBA was also playing the similar build that he was playing. So, to be honest, with that extra bit of information, because his probe lived longer, he should be able to kind of poke in with his units for free, right? Because you just take shield damage, you can regen that up and outrun your opponent. So, Tech should have been, like, in... at least poking at the ramp to see what the unit count was like from NBA, but, you know, because Tech is playing so passively, there's no way for him to scout this DT rush, and he's not getting a robotics, he's not getting a forge, so he's just gonna straight up die to these DTs.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be unstoppable. There's a lot of goons for for NBA to stall time too. So this is going to be an unfortunate situation for Tech. I mean, when I play PvP, this is the move I do. I just go 3-gate and just pray that there's no DT. And unfortunately this time around there is, which means he is moments away from basically being dead, unless these goons can somehow deal crippling amounts of damage and buy enough time to get cannons up.
NBA should not be retreating to below his ramp. I mean, giving up the position like that for free is just pretty troll.
I think that's good because he's not going to want to come down this ramp like that.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I guess it's fine, but...
Well, you know it's not fine? Seeing this blur move across. Oh, he saw it, so he's going to try? Or did he see it?
I don't think so.
Nope, he didn't see it. Well...
No, he doesn't see it.
Yeah, he doesn't. So he does maybe see it. Forge coming down. He's going to try and engage, but more DTs are coming out and wants to. Yeah, this is why you fight on the low ground. Look how much damage he's already done before the goons even get there. Now it's 3 versus 3 goons, and DTs pop out, and well, DTs are just going to seal the deal here.
Yeah, Tech's dead. No.
Oh, look at the. There's something on hold position at the ramp there. Oh my God, he didn't attack. He just moved commanded, and that actually allows Tech to get some cannons up, but NBA can just take a base now.
Well, I will admit that the rush distance on Aztec, once again, you know, I think we were talking about this last broadcast, Ariasi and I, but the rush distance on this map is huge. It's enormous. So I guess it's not surprising that by just blocking a couple of ramps, Tech has bought himself enough time to both finish the forge and also get a couple cannons. So he's not going to die straight up to these DTs, but without the robotics, without the observatory, there's no way for him to either take his own natural or pressure NBA's early natural. So Tech is playing at a huge disadvantage here.
Yeah, Tech is in big time trouble. He's going to lose one of his gateways. He's also got some straggler buildings like the pylon bottom right. I mean, even his top left mineral patches might be open. I do see that there is a probe at the natural for Tech. If he could like hide a pylon and a cannon and somehow get that up and take his nexus, that would be great. But that observatory is vulnerable, and that's gonna die.
I like how he actually went for the shuttle too first. Like, it's mega. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least that you would delay your observer when you're dying to DTs, and he's not gonna be able to get a Reaver anytime soon either. Though he does start the support bait in front of NBA's eyes. So, I mean, like, NBA will know what's happening here. And looks like these DTs are getting in range of the cannon. Does lose one before the observer is out.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? You just blindly build a nexus and pray that it just doesn't get bursted down? That was 3 DTs that just waltzed by.
He might still be able to... Oh,
he might win this fight.
Yeah.
I mean, those capes... deal 40 damage, Mihai.
I was gonna
you gotta be careful.
They're Superman, man. They're just
they
flying
are.
around with their
invisible
superpowers.
I mean, you saw the game versus Jiren. One of those suckers got 19 kills by himself. By himself. Imagine 3 of them.
DT, man.
Look at this. You don't see this often. 3 DTs and 2 goons.
NBA's nickname is going to be the Cape Crusader after this.
Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, Tech, I mean, he had to take a risk here. He's so far behind. Just slapping that Nexus down, hopes that it sticks, and it will this time. Will it, though? Because there's more units from NBA coming. And yeah, 4 Dragoons versus 4 with the DT and slapping a couple of those Dragoons down that were weak from before. Looks like this Nexus is not long for this world. NBA just rallying units across the map, has his own robotics, has all the tech he needs, 4 gates as well. So NBA really nice transition there. GG is called by Tech.
So in the top left, down 0-1, it is Tech.
On the top right, it is NBA in that red Protoss.
Indeed. Now, PvP, I'm trying to think, have I seen any PvPs on this map in particular? Nothing is coming to mind off the top of my head. I'd have to recheck, but I expect we're probably just going to see the same opener because this is just a typical standard map. I don't think anybody's going to get wild, and we do see standard pylon positioning so far.
Talking about getting wild.
Oh yeah.
What have you been up to recently, Nick?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I went hiking yesterday.
Well, that's pretty wild. I mean, you're out in the wilds.
Yeah, took some photos for the gram.
That,
you know,
the first time hiking in a while, or?
Actually, it might be my first time hiking ever.
Oh, okay. How was that, man? Did you have like
fun.
a backpack? Did you have like water, fuel tank?
Yeah, I had some water. And then
Okay.
afterwards we went to Shake Shack. They opened a Shake Shack in Korea.
Oh yeah.
And my friend got waffle bacon vanilla milkshake.
Damn, that sounds absolutely disgusting.
That sounds absolutely disgusting, right? But it's actually pretty good. But as I'm watching him eat it, yeah, I'm just like, this is typical American, right? Just over the top.
Yeah. Well.
At least it didn't have corn in it, right? You know,
that's a you. That's the you thing, man. I love corn.
Yeah, in Korea, for you guys that are thinking about coming to Korea, I hope you like corn because
all right, bro.
They love to put it on pizza.
I didn't eat corn at all in the 1 week I was there.
I guess it's just because I'm the one eating foreign food, eating pizza all the time.
Yeah, and
But as far as this game, I think it's pretty much standard opener. The only difference we see so far is that Tech. It's hard to see. Oh no, it's NBA ended up going for the Zealot, and Tech ended up skipping Zealot this time around. So we'll see where he wants to use that extra 100 resources.
The Zealot's nice, you know, early game. You want to have a Zealot early if they go something like in base 2 gate or something to like buffer the early harassment, but also if the Zealot isn't doing anything particularly significant early on, it can still be good in that early Dragoon engagement where you have 2 goons, 4 goons against 2 goons, 4 goons. The Zealot can kind of buffer stuff. So in general, getting the Zealot early on is pretty decent in all situations, but if you do skip it, that does net you an extra probe and kind of makes your build just a bit cleaner in that aspect. So especially I think if you go for something like a 2-gate, and it looks like, this is Tech, right? Yeah. Tech is blue, right?
Yeah, Tech is blue.
Yeah, no, because honestly on our end, like our resolution's pretty, it's not like ideal, but yeah, Tech is going for that 2-gate build that I've been talking about. So look for him to be pushing out around that 4 Dragoon count and trying to poke in, and NBA is going for robotics, a very standard build.
Yep, typical openers from both sides. The 2-gate, as you mentioned, there's the robotics at the front, and that's going to be robotics for Tech also. He's going to have a little bit more units in the early game, so he may try and pressure. But that Zealot, of course, it is super strong versus Goon, so it's going to do a lot of work, buy a lot of time. I don't think Tech is going to try and push the issue, even if he sees that he's got a Goon advantage, like 1 or 2.
Well, he should, because I mean, this is going to be 4 goons against 3, and the Zealot is nice, but he can just kind of ignore it and focus fire Dragoons down. So, you know, if this were, for example, Bonneth versus X, you would see Bonneth just absolutely win the game right here, a decent amount of the time. But NBA very smartly pulls back, so he won't lose any of these units. Now, sometimes with this 2-gate opening, you actually end up cutting probes quite a bit, but it looks like somehow Tech is even on probes, and he pushes in. This is really nicely done from him. Like, just checks, makes sure there's no really fast nexus, and you know, that's a lot of information for him. Though maybe he could have pushed up the ramp a bit just to see how many goons there were in total. That would have been extra information as well, but probably because NBA is kind of chilling in his base, Tech can, I mean, he's already crossed out there being any kind of fast expansion. He can also probably rule out kind of 2-gate opening, so faster Tech. So he knows that NBA is going to have a faster robotics, and he can play accordingly.
Yep, we do see support bay is about halfway done. Constant goon production from both sides. You can see actually Tech somehow has a considerable probe advantage. So he's actually thinking about going into mid game. Like he's not just all in on some one base timing, I mean. But we do see 2 zealots coming out. So that means he does want to get spicy with this Reaver.
Well, generally when you go for this really early robotics build that NBA went for, you have to delay that second gate. You know, especially if you go OBS support bay. I think most of the time I've seen Protosses do this build. You know, when I was off racing a lot of Protoss, they stay on one gate because you just can't afford all of this. And the idea is that you hold your ramp and then your Reaver can kind of dig you out of the unit deficit. Looks like Tech wasn't ready for this move out though. He's going to lose 1 Dragoon for free, 2 Dragoons, maybe 3 Dragoons if he gets stuck again, but trades for 1, so not the worst situation to be in. But yeah, I mean, NBA, man, he's got no econ. This is like, he's already all in. Like, he's in a really bad spot. He has to make this attack work.
Well, Reaver timing is in favor of NBA. Shuttle timing's in favor of NBA. Even though the Reaver might be matching for both players, the shuttle advantage is going to be huge. And now it all comes down to this. Can Tech buy some time with his units on the high ground? Unfortunately, he missed the entire army, but he does have an observer, so he should be able to catch the tail end of this. Oh, maybe?
Well, he knows.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to scramble to get into a defensive position. He needs to get on top of that ramp, man. I don't see any way he can win a fight if he's not in this position.
Yeah, but he takes the fight here. Oh, but it's just kind of disjointed, and now NBA coming in, he has the shuttle Reaver. He's gonna have to make the shuttle count because that's his big advantage here. The shuttle goes down though right away. Still though, NBA has more than enough units. Just slaps through that Reaver, slaps through these Dragoons, and this Nexus is not long for this world. Oh my God, I can't believe he just got in there, man.
Yeah, the Reaver only got off 1 shot for Tech. Meanwhile, NBA's Reaver got off at least 2, and he caught a couple of goons as they were trying to get back on that ramp. NBA might actually be able to push up here. I think this is a bit ambitious, especially with the 2 zealots on the high ground. So he should just take this as a win, killing the Nexus and expand himself, and that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, and I like how he's starting probe production back up. You can see he's cutting units as well from his gateway. So really, really beautiful follow-up here from NBA. And I must say, I mean, this game, he's just, I don't know, I don't know if he's outplaying Tech, but I mean, it's just, it's kind of, I feel like NBA has maybe like a mental edge or something. I don't know how these guys' games, like private games go usually, but NBA seems pretty comfortable in this series overall. And now, I mean, this is like a huge, huge advantage for him. I don't know what Blue is supposed to do in this situation. Do you start trying to go for shuttle harass? I mean, he lost his shuttle. Well, I'll say this. Tech's shuttle speed is almost done, so he's going to have to use that somehow.
Yeah, we've seen this situation many times in BSL, specifically between Bonneth and DeWalt, somebody getting off a massive contain, and it feels almost impossible to get out. I see a lot of pros end up trying to just trade Reaver shots and try and miraculously connect onto something. We see that NBA has 2 Reavers now versus just 1. Oh my gosh, is he building a second shuttle? He only has 1 Reaver though.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of the times I do, when I watch pros play PvP.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, he's just gonna go super counterattack, double shuttles with speed, and unfortunately NBA did not notice that, I don't think. Oh, well, maybe he did. He has a couple of goons at his main. Is that gonna be enough though? Because this is 2 shuttles. Alright.
Well, he's not expecting that this is double shuttle, I guess, because 4 goons is not going to be able to win this fight, and that is going to be a dud, I think. Meanwhile, oh, NBA's, why are those goons not firing on that shuttle and those 2 Reavers unload? Now we're going to have a base trade scenario, but there's just an overwhelming amount. Oh, maybe there's not, because there's high ground goons.
Oh my God, this is going to be so close. And meanwhile, in NBA's main, it looks like he actually is cleaning this up. Yeah, he cleaned up the Reaver, so yeah, this is going to be NBA's game, man. I mean, he's still mining from his natural, still has his main intact. He is gonna snipe. I mean, attacking the shuttle is unfortunate there because there's a second shuttle as well to pick up the slack. Looks like Tech though, he did kind of make some progress. Like, there's not a big contain outside of his base anymore, but NBA's got this whole base up on him.
I think that this game might. No, I thought it might stabilize, but now that I'm looking at the worker count, 38 to 34, I was thinking Tech, you know, he has double shuttle. He even saved his Reaver. Maybe he could make something happen with the Reaver advantage. But now that I'm looking more at how many goons actually NBA has, I don't think he's going to be able to find an opening. But if he can get a connection onto the Nat probe line, there is so many probes there. Like, look how many there are. Oh my gosh, he just barely sees the shuttle, but did he really?
Oh my god, okay, that killed 2 probes-ish, but not quite the damage Tech was hoping for. You know, Tech is on 4 gates compared to the 2 gates of Okay, NBA is actually on 4 gates now himself, so I was going to say there might have been a timing a bit earlier, but I guess not anymore. Tech, though, I mean, to be honest, if Tech establishes this... Alright,
you might go main and natural double drop, because remember, he's got double shuttle. And I don't know if NBA's realizing this. Like, in the spur of the moment, do you remember he has double shuttle?
Oh, the Reaver is the natural!
It connected!
11 kills!
There's a probe.
Oh my god, that's huge, dude!
Get the bingo card out. That's a Steph Curry shot. Connects onto so many probes. Downtown, he's gotten like 12 probes now. Army advantage in favor of Tech, I think. Worker advantage in favor of Tech.
Tech just stabilized the game in his favor. Now he has his natural as well. He's mining off of both bases. He has a supply lead. He seems to have... I mean, they're pretty much even on base or even on units. So Tech just has to defend this attack.
Well, it's gonna be hard. Double Reaver unloading. First shots off for NBA. NBA's Reavers are getting good connections onto those goons. Why is that Reaver just walking forward? He doesn't get punished, at least. And it looks like NBA is going to turn around for now.
Well, now it is a pretty even game. They can still play. I mean, they're really... I mean, this game is so even. They have the same worker count, same supply, same infrastructure. 4K versus 4K with robotics.
Hello.
That shuttle, I mean... yeah, it's easy for us to see that this is an even game, but for the players it's much harder to kind of figure that one out. So you could have a situation where one player just refuses to take the foot off the gas and kind of goes too ham. It looks like Tech really feels like he needs to be attacking here, but at this point, because they're both even, it's all about position.
Well, this is... okay, NBA got off the first shots with his Reavers, but he's getting flanked on all sides. He loses one of the Reavers. Is that triple or quadruple Reaver? I don't know, but he has so many Reavers. But NBA has a lot of goons. He's got high ground, but how do you engage into 3 Reavers?
Yeah, but I
More
mean,
Reavers.
Tech's got obs. He can scout the high ground out and siege it down with these Reavers, assuming they don't bug out. And yeah, I didn't see that Tech had basically 2 more Reavers in a shuttle, but that's a huge advantage. His composition is just so much more insane right now. He just has to take the time to harass, or to set this up properly, but actually he's just going to dive the main with one shuttle, and with the other shuttle just siege the natural, and it looks like he's winning on both fronts.
And that Reaver did not want to fight. I see him moving forward and not firing. Meanwhile, these 2 Reavers are dealing haymakers into those goons, and Tech... oh, he snipes the shuttle, and now he's got a 15 worker lead. He's got Reaver advantage, he's got Tech advantage, he's got goon advantage. He's moments away from bringing back the score 1-1.
Yeah, I can't believe he dug himself out of this hole, man. Like, just a couple minutes ago, he was facing kind of a death contain, and somehow, some way, like, not just a death contain, but like, he was down a base as well, and somehow he just kind of grinded it back down to a victory. I can't imagine NBA wins from here. I mean, the attack is impending at his natural. 4 Reaver drop. Dude, this is insane, because even if you try to clean this up, they're going to be so efficient at kill. Oh, he's actually just targeting down the Nexus, man.
Yeah, goodbye, Nexus. Now, okay, he's gonna trade all. Look at him, he's just everywhere. Anytime he attacks another position at the same time, and somehow that Reaver is still alive, gets escorted out. He's like, yep, I'm gonna just unload it. Oh no, he just gets popped right there. But I would actually, it'd be hilarious to me if Tech just focuses down this Nexus, because look at the money of NBA. He couldn't rebuild a Nexus if he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't just like dive that Nexus with all the goons and target it down. I feel like it would have been pretty ham, but yeah, it doesn't matter. GG is called by NBA, and Tech evens it up 1-1.
Okay, in the bottom middle are red Protoss. It is NBA.
And in the top right, in that blue, it is Tech.
All right, I want to see proxy gates, but I think the time has already come and gone. Probes not being sent out in the center of the map. I really want somebody to just get hyper aggro like we saw in the first game. I want to see.
Yeah, I
not
want to see
DT
people
again.
play like Mini, bro.
Yeah, I want to see people just go hard. I want to see, like, you remember that ASL game where it was Coliseum Rain was top left? I think he went DT.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
then he followed up with 4-gate Goon Citadel.
Yeah.
As I was watching it, I had to make sure that I wasn't playing that game, because that's typical Nyoken move right there.
Yeah. I mean, you are a clown.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, wow, even I can do this. I can just rally Goon and sell it.
Maybe Rain actually got a hold of your replays, man.
I mean,
But back from the buy days.
He might have.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Rain joined after I had already quit, so I don't know if I actually played him.
Well, he joined because you quit, so.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got mirrored builds so far, guys. We've got gas follow-up, typical timing, and now we're just waiting. I guess we're just waiting to see if anybody's going to scout each other first. Both players going to go vertical scout? Yes. As I mentioned before, this map has very short vertical rush distances, so no shocker there to go for the vertical scout.
Yeah, and, again, it's all about the only thing you can see at this stage of the game is, well, could be a Citadel without a range, right? So let's cross off the things you need to. Oh, okay, mana pylon goes off, so that's really good for NBA. Traps 1 probe, but yeah, early on when you're scouting, first thing is my opponent getting range? Yes, okay. Is my opponent getting a second gate before pylon? Yeah, okay. No, okay. And then by the time the third pylon comes around, the Dragoon's usually out and the probe has to be forced out. But if you lose your probe before the Dragoon comes out, there's just so much stuff that could happen. So you have to keep this probe alive. Dancing around here, NBA is trying to get another mana pylon off.
Yeah, he wants it badly, but I don't think he's going to get it this time around. He is going to be denied. We did see range is coming in for both players. The Zealot is the only difference so far. Remember, I think it was Tech again last game ended up building the Zealot first, and the probe falls. What?
Have you ever seen that Key and Peele skit of like the inner city teacher?
Yes.
Where he like pronounces like the name like D nice.
Yeah, D nice. I love that one. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, they have some great stuff, man.
Substitute teacher.
Yeah, substitute teacher. Yeah,
AA Ron.
AA Ron. How did you pronounce Danell? That's you? Denial.
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 That could be me.
Denial.
And I guess you would be my high. I don't know. But here comes Tech Zealot in the front. Oh, why is the Goon bugging out, man? The Reaver last game, and that's a big deal. It allows NBA to escape. Okay, well, here's round 2. NBA wanted to gift him a little bit of damage here.
Oh, you cannot target that Zealot. That's a trap. You have to go for the Dragoons. Just ignore the Zealot. That was a huge misplay from NBA. Now he's going to lose. Well, he's not going to lose that second Goon. So luckily for NBA, when you're a whole Dragoon up, you can afford to make mistakes like that. But that was actually lucky
Oh
for
my
Tech.
gosh.
Tech should have lost all his Dragoons there. But that Zealot does get in. Scouts everything that's going on here. 3-gate obs. Which, to be honest, on this map, it's just not very good. 3-8 hops is like a it's like a reverse it's like a rampless build order. Because really having that third Dragoon, it doesn't help you bust ramps, and it's just delaying your tech. Your opponent gets a Reaver and suddenly they're fine. So interesting choice here for NBA. The one thing that this type of build can do really well against is when your opponent goes for an early Nexus. But because this has been scouted out, Tech can just kind of chill here, and Tech's really like in a good spot now, having scouted that basically.
Yeah, and even though NBA has the 3 gates, you can see that all 3 gates are not being used. In fact, only just one at a time was being used. So that's just something to keep in mind, that this 3 gate is not a big advantage for him. Wow, this is ballsy. He puts down the Nexus, and Tech even puts down a Nexus too. So matching Nexus timing, surprisingly.
Well, I'm surprised that, but I mean, it's true. Revolver though, you do have a ramp. You have a ramp to your natural, so this 3-gate obs play makes even less sense because you have to push. Well, the truth is NBA could. Yeah, I know, Nyokin. NBA could go around and still attack from the high ground there, but that just buys so much time. So just in general, very, very, very peculiar that NBA would choose to go for this build, and it's gonna punish him because
Whoa, is that a shuttle going into his main? There's a red dot.
that's an
Okay, it's an
observer.
observer. It's an observer. Okay. I was getting a little worried that that might be a Reaver bad boy moving into that main, trying to get some damage done. Now we do see goons being postured in the main to make sure that a drop doesn't hit NBA's main. Because remember, Tech had insane Reaver play last game, and solely the Reaver solely won him that game. He definitely doesn't want to lose in
Yeah.
the same scenario, same situation.
Well, he is at a severe disadvantage, I feel. NBA. Well, it's not a massive. No, I mean, the game's playable for sure. It's not even that huge of a disadvantage, but Tech is going to feel good about having the shuttle already out, especially on a map like this. There's a lot of room to go and harass. But I think because this is Revolver, the default will most likely be to take a third base here. So I'm waiting to see what either player chooses to go for, because honestly, if one of them goes for a third base on this map and the other player stays on 2 base, I just don't see where you're supposed to attack. You're always going to be attacking up a ramp, whether it's at the third base or at the natural. So there's no bus timings really, and yeah. So, but that being said, Tech is moving out onto the map here.
Definitely gonna try and make something happen, I guess. But as you stated, I mean, this is ramp advantage for NBA. So
UK is Subagosu for 8 months.
I guess he's trying to just get in a position where potentially NBA moves out and he's not expecting units to be where they are, and just catches them off guard. We see that Tech has moved out with a shuttle and 2 Reavers, but because they are ramps, the Reavers might just bug out and not actually fire. I'm curious how this will unfold if he actually tries to. This is so crazy. Goodbye shuttle. He loses a goon, but
What?
I don't know if that was worth.
You think these guys? You think Tech has Revolver vetoed?
I mean, he might. It is a weird map with those eggs. That's a big hit from that Reaver, splashing like 4 or 5 of them. And those Reavers are just going to turn around, and they're going to have to wait for another shuttle.
I think it's quite obvious the only play in this situation is to expand, and neither player is doing it yet. So, I mean, it is true if you it's dude, that when you have high ground and a ramp, Reavers are just so good. Like it doesn't matter if your opponent has more units than you. I feel like it's pretty hard to attack up a high ground, and you know, that's the only way to attack. So I feel like the only argument against taking a third base is, well, if your opponent stays on 2 base, they might have a bust timing, but because of this map, I don't think that exists. So, and now they're both just gonna fight in the middle of the map, like, very, very weird.
Yeah, and I thought that shuttle was going to get picked off. Oh my gosh, we've got a shuttle counterattack from NBA. Luckily, there are some goons in position. The Dragoons do not focus down that shuttle, so he may be able to save these? Maybe? Oh my gosh, he's playing with fire. He ends up going to the main, and that was a big mistake. Goodbye, shuttle.
Huh.
Well, now I think I'm in agreement. The only move here is to expand for tech. Like, what else are you looking for? You just killed his high-powered units. You might as well expand, or put down like 8 gate and go for a killing move. We see he's actually got Templar Archive, so I think he may actually flood gates in a second.
This is
oh no!
mistake.
Oh no!
Yeah, well, now NBA has given the high ground to tech, so looks like NBA just kind of outmaneuvered here. But if he acts quickly enough, he can just go down the low ground and maybe threaten a counterattack. Oh, he's gonna dive in, try and kill a Reaver, but doesn't quite get it. That was a hot pickup there by tech. Shuttle is still there, double Reaver, just so much pressure. But honestly, if your opponent gets into this position, I guess this is one thing to say is once either player gets into this position where they're sitting at your third base, it's really hard to do anything about it, because, you know, even if NBA runs down, a Reaver in the main base, does get a couple of probes, the shuttle does go down. So many shuttles just dying to Dragoons this game.
Yeah, but the Reaver gets off decent hits. I mean, you can take, that's a big hit right there, takes down 2 goons. So both players dealing a lot of damage with their Reavers, but they're losing them in the end. Now again, we've got isolated Reaver across the map. I would like to see him try to actually bust this. Like, try and actually get out of the left side, because he knows he's got Reaver advantage now. He knows that the shuttle's not there.
Yeah, that's a good point there. He needs to do something. I mean, this status quo here is not good. He's just relinquishing position, and the more time he gives tech, the more time tech has to just strengthen this contain, really. So, and get another shuttle there. Looks like tech is also transitioning into Templar and adding more gates with no third base. So just totally committed to getting this 2-base contain going. He actually has like 10. He's going up to what is this? 8, 9, 10, 9 gates. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a ton of gateways. Another shuttle being loaded up. Oh, I thought he was going to go harass with it, but I saw that I see +1 is about to finish for tech, and that is huge in PvP. He picks off, did he pick off an observer? Like, that's what he moved in for? That means, it can only mean one thing. That means, oh my gosh, a huge storm drop. It was like 50 probes to 55 a minute ago. Yeah. Now look at it, it's at 30. Well, if anybody's going to go for a bust now, the only person that can go for the bust is NBA. He's got to do something. Here he goes, he's going to move out.
Yeah, well, now he's somehow forced into making the right decision, and this attack is going to go really well, I think, for NBA. Maybe. Nope, never mind. That's a lot of Dragoons from the low ground, and they do kill the shuttle. Reavers go down, and that's it, dude. There's so many units left over for tech. This game's over. In a matter of seconds, just one storm drop did the deed. Now the Zealots join in, a couple DTs as well. I guess there's no observer. That's why he sniped the observer earlier on. These DTs are going to kill Dragoons, allowing NBA to maybe expand here, but because he lost all his probes, he actually doesn't have enough resources to put down another Nexus. Storm does go off, does not hit anything though. These DTs are going to push back the Dragoons at least until there's an observer from Tech's side. And Tech loading up another shuttle to go for round 2 of his storm drop.
And I thought the reinforcements of Tech was going to end the game, but not the case. NBA has still got a fighting well, I thought he had a fighting chance, but that is Zealot. He is up 60 supply.
The RoboCop, man.
Yeah, RoboCop.
They're coming to arrest him, dude.
They are. He's up 20 workers.
Dude,
Is
imagine
that what
if
they
you could
do?
have like, yeah, imagine if you had like, well, hold that thought. Here comes another bombing run.
Oh my
Fat
gosh.
storms all over these probes, man. Just disgusting. GG is called by NBA. Well played, Tech.